Right, here we go. Feeling a wee bit better than what I've been the last few days. I did try to record this podcast yesterday, but it just felt like shit. But I'm here, 24 hours later, feeling a good bit better after a good night's sleep. 2 coffees, ready to rock and roll. Some interesting things to talk about today. Let's just say I'm not a happy bunny. Anyway, let's go. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the Moore Army podcast for another episode. Hope you're all keeping well out there. I am, ready to take this again, to record this again, Take 2 of the Moore Army podcast. I did try to record a podcast yesterday, guys, and I think about maybe 5-10 minutes into it, I wasn't feeling overly best. So I thought, right, I'll just pull the plug on it and just have a day off because I'm not feeling great. But after a reasonably good sleep, plenty of rest, I'm feeling a lot better today. So I am. But anyway, yes, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is you're listening to me here. Welcome back to the podcast. Breaking news overnight into the early hours of this morning, and I'm going to be chatting about that's the main subject on the podcast today, hence by the name of this podcast. Let's just say I've seen this coming months ago. And I knew it was going to happen, and it's finally been announced, and we're going to be talking about it today on the podcast. Let's just say there's a lot of people all across the UK who are not fucking happy this morning, and I don't blame them. I do not blame them. I really do not blame them. But anyway, yes, guys, before we get into some of the subjects to talk about today on the podcast, hope you're all keeping well out there. Hope you all had a great couple of days since the last time I spoke to you on Tuesday. Apologies for yesterday again. I couldn't help it. As you know, if you were on my live stream on Tuesday night on YouTube, you knew I wasn't great. I done a video on Wednesday morning. I done a video Wednesday afternoon, but just as I got up on Thursday, I just felt like I was hit by a truck again. I got up and got on, man. I was feeling better in the afternoon after trying to record a podcast yesterday, and then I thought, something, another good night's sleep, and try and shake this off. But I'm here. But before we get into any more of the podcast today, guys, just a couple of wee things I'd like to go through, as you always do. I like to call it the housekeeping. If you are new to the podcast, or if you're a regular listener and you want to get in touch with the podcast, you know how to do it by now. You can contact us by the email, which is moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Any questions, any suggestions for the show, program, whatever you want to call it, drop them in there, moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Also, you can contact me on social media, official Matthew Moore on Instagram, and Moore Army YouTube channel on Facebook. Also, our merch store is available as well, guys. If you're listening to us today here on YouTube, drop a like in this video. Also, hit subscribe below. I would appreciate it. All the links for everything is below. For all our friends and partners and all our merch store, etc., is all in the description. And if you want to find any more of the merch store or any of our good friends and partners, you can go to our social media feeds. They are all on there, including our good friends and partners, FTBL Spot. If you're into football shirts, mystery shirt in a box, classic shirts, football boots, and more, FTBL Spot is your location. The link for it, if you listen to us here on YouTube today, is in the description below. Or if you want to go to our social media feeds, you find the website on there. If you contact them through their social media and ask a quote to them in your message, Moore Army, they will give you a discount code to put it at the checkout, and you get amazing discounts of all their amazing products, whether it be football boots, including Adidas and Nike, whether it be classic football shirts, mystery shirt in a box, you name it, they've got it. Great store, great upcoming business, and it'd be great for you to support them. FTBL Spot, guys, they are a great upcoming company. That's pretty much it, guys. As I said, the last day or so since the Tuesday night live stream, I was on live on YouTube. Guys, thank you for all you guys coming in on Tuesday night. Dropping your comments and stuff like that on the live stream, Liverpool versus Southampton in the League Cup. Thank you very much for that. I did put up 2 videos after that. I put a vlog up on Wednesday, but I put up 2 videos, actually a recent update to the wee project I've been doing following the development of the new Little Storm banger. It's on the channel now. Also, I put a vlog up where I was out shopping for the new iPhone 17. Out trying to have a look at them and stuff to see what they are and showing you in the vlog. Mum and Dad popped into the vlog for the first time in a long time as well. So it was great to see Mum and Dad around the other day. Dad was washing his car with Lewis. We had a bit of fun and banter. Mum was doing the vlogging this time, so it's on the channel right now. We're on my YouTube channel. You want to go check it out. But that's all the most important stuff, guys. Today, I'm sitting here this morning feeling a good bit better, but a little bit pissed off this morning. A lot of you have been contacting my Instagram this morning and asking me my views on this. Now, I heard this last night before I went to bed, and I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to be announced. I said this for weeks. I remember telling Tony about it. I said to Mum and Dad about it months ago, and now it's been announced yesterday. And this fucking clown of a Prime Minister, Keir Stramer, with this other evil, vindictive fucker in his ear, Tony Blair behind him, going, do that there, control, have announced that we are going to have digital IDs, and it's going to be mandatory here in the UK. Digital IDs to basically control us even more. For what I've been reading more into this, now I'm only quoting here from what I've been doing with the research into this. This is going to be basically another control factor here in the UK, where they will control everything you do, where you go, who you're with, what you're doing, your bank what you have in your bank, what comes in and out of your bank account, what you buy, what you shop for, where you travel to in the world. All this digital ID, this new thing coming in right now. And let's just say the UK has literally woke up in the last 12 hours since it was announced. People are pissed. I've been on the social media this morning before I push record here. I'm sitting here this morning just after 9:30 in the morning, recording this podcast here on a Friday morning, and I've been on social media, and all I've seen this morning is people saying, you can go and take a jump. We're not complying. It's not happening. Guys, they tried this, and do you remember back in 2020, 2021 when they tried these COVID passports? Remember this vaccine passport bullshit they done? Which I did say, that I remember saying to my parents that I would not comply to it. I think it's a load of crap. The time where they were asking you to show your vaccine status, even to go into a fucking restaurant, which even caused problems in my household, because every Boxing Day, either if I don't go to a football match, I go out for dinner with my family on Boxing Day every year, and that particular year where they were asking for this COVID passport crap on your phone or whatever, yeah, I refused it, and I said to Mum and Dad, I'm not going to a restaurant to show some waitress or waiter, no disrespect to them, my medical status so I can sit down and have something to eat. They can kiss my ass. It ain't working. And how long did that last for? I'm sorry, but I'm sitting here this morning, and from what I've seen this morning, there is an online petition on some government website that almost 1 million people have signed this within the first 12 hours. 1 million people have said it ain't happening. People are on a backlash. It's on every news channel across the UK this morning, well, apart from the lefty channels where they're saying, we think it's a good thing, so we do. We like to be controlled. Yeah, right, kiss my ass. I've seen a lot of people on all platforms of social media, big top influencers and all, making videos. I have an audio recording clip this morning for the podcast, guys. Now, again, politicians, you could say, do you believe them? Do you not believe them? Are they all tarnished the same brush? You know, what? I have an audio recording that was played last night on the news channel. Nigel Farage, the guy who's head of the Reform Party, who's trying to take over the government, basically, and kick these morons out of power, had a statement he made last night, and he also played a small clip of that evil, vindictive little rat bastard man, Tony Blair, the man who's basically trying to, what was it he said last year or the year before last? He says about digital chips put into people and trying to track where people are going and what they're doing. You know, this man's just obsessed with controlling people. And I have a wee audio clip that I want to play in a few moments' time on the podcast today to let you hear what Tony Blair had to say. This excuse saying that this card, this digital ID is going to be to do with immigration and how people stop illegally working in the country. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think it's about control. I'm doing my research into this digital ID card thing, whatever it is. My theory is I don't think it'll pass. I don't think it'll go through. People will not do it. People will get against this, and they will say, no, it's not for me. Sorry. No, you tried that in 2021 with your COVID passports. It didn't work. Remember we were all trying to get people to run around with like digital phone things on their mobile phone to be scammed to go into a restaurant or a pub or like what? Do they really think we're that fucking stupid? Really? Do they think we're really that stupid? The fact that we're going to actually do this? Keir Starmer, a majority of the UK want Keir Starmer out as Prime Minister. Simple as, what was it that says? Since he took over 55,000 illegal immigrants have entered the UK. 55,000. Not 5,000. 55,000. Now, we've talked about this whole immigration thing on this podcast over the last lot of weeks. And again, I get a lot of you guys coming into me and sending me emails and sending me messages and all and asking questions and stuff about, and then obviously you get the far lefty Looney Tunes come in and call me a racist and call me this and call me that, and saying that I'm far right and all bullshit. Listen, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I ain't far right, I ain't far left. I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm a realist. When I smell bullshit I can see bullshit coming a mile away. If I see something, I have a right to not agree with something. I have a right to not support something. I have a right not to agree with anything. And I've said this many times, if I don't agree with something and somebody down the street from me doesn't like it or doesn't like the fact that I don't like it, well, then that's our different opinions. This is the world that we should be living in. It's agree to disagree. If you don't like something somebody else likes, then just don't like it. They might like a different sport than you, or a different TV show from you, or a different politician from you, or a different person from you, But that doesn't give people the right to go around going, well, then we don't agree with what I believe, then you're a far-right extremist, and you're like Hitler, and you're a Nazi, and you should go and burn in hell. This world we live in right now is completely and totally, man, I'm going to be totally honest with you, and this world we live in now is so screwed up, it's unbelievable. And the backlash from this digital ID thing this morning, it's going to probably get worse after I put this podcast out today. It's getting worse. It really is getting the comments I've been reading this morning online, and this petition, it's being signed by so many people. God knows what it's going to get to before the end of today. And this Prime Minister Starmer is due to speak at the London Summit today, and this is going to be an interesting one. People want him out. It's as simple as that. They want him out. They all said Bumbling Boris was bad, and I'll be the first to admit I took the piss out of Bumbling Boris on this podcast. Hell, we even have Jackass of the Week on Thursday here, which, again, guys, is coming up later on the podcast, which I forgot to mention at the start of this podcast. Yeah, but we all probably know who's going to be today. Yeah, it was going to be the GP surgeries and the things they got from the UK. But after that big announcement last night, you probably know fine rightly who's going to be Jackass of the Week this week again. But seriously, reading from what I've been reading into this, I've been studying about this for weeks now and reading, thinking, are they really going to try and bring this in? There's no way they're going to try and bring this in. There's no way they're going to try and control us even more. And this is now here's the thing, and this is the thing that really interested me. Michelle O'Neill from here in Northern Ireland, who's the First Minister of Northern Ireland. Now, I don't agree with everything Michelle O'Neill says, right? Okay? And a lot of the politicians in this country, I always call them clowns. It's the circus at the top of the hill. I call it Stormont. Michelle O'Neill put a statement out last night on social media, and I seen it this morning, and people have been sharing it here in Northern Ireland, and I actually agree with her. She thinks it's ludicrous. Her words were that he's trying to force these on the people of Northern Ireland. And that's coming from somebody who is on... who's not? Well, does she consider herself part of the UK? Yeah, because obviously she fights more for Ireland because she's in the Sinn Féin party. But she even put it out, and I actually agree with her, thinking, Michelle, you've actually said something quite sensible for once. You know what I mean? She thinks it's ludicrous, the fact that these are bringing these stupid digital IDs out. People are coming out today, guys. There's a lot of big names coming out today. A lot of big names, including celebrities and influencers and, all these different people. And as I said, I want to play this clip to you in just a wee second of Nigel Farage, what he said last night on TV. And then obviously he played a wee audio clip of Tony Blair. This, You could get into this all day. This whole podcast could be dedicated to this. I've got a couple of RB stories I want to talk about today as well. But seriously, guys, if this goes through and this gets passed and we end up having to carry digital IDs, they could walk up to us. The way this works as well is they could walk up to us the street and demand to see our digital ID. And I'm sitting there thinking, there's no way. Could they even arrest us if we don't have it with us? They're going to think, oh, well, we need ID off you now. It's all about control. Where they want to watch you, where you're going, what you're doing, what's in your bank, what you're shopping for, where you're travelling to. Listen, I seen a post last night from a guy in Ireland, down south, who now lives in Northern Ireland. He said in his post last night, I have a UK driving licence. I have a UK and an Irish passport because I'm from down south. Obviously, I'm my, was it his mother or something like that? It was from Northern Ireland. I have a British passport, an Irish passport, a UK driving licence, and my bank account. That's all I need to show you. I ain't showing you no more. Digital ID, stick it up your ass. Every news channel, well, apart from the lefty channels and the woke ITV and dopey BBC are like sort of, well, they say they're trying to praise it, but then the likes of the normal channels are saying that they're titling their stories this morning, Digital ID Backlash. People are literally going bonkers today online, and they're signing this petition, which is, I don't know how many million it's going to get to before the end of today. But what I'm saying is, guys, I want to know your thoughts on this. Contact me, and if this does get stopped over the weekend, I might do another podcast. I don't know, but what do you think about this digital ID? Are you going to comply with it? Or are you going to say, right, okay, I had this conversation last night with Tony. Think of this here: the older generation, the likes of my mum and dad, who come from a generation who literally shit themselves when they see a brown envelope coming through the door with a government logo on top of it. They shit themselves. That's the generation they come from. And I keep telling my mum all the time, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Generic letters are sent out from, say, different places and governments and whatever else, just to give you some general information. My mum shits herself and she texts me or she rings me and goes, I got this letter today or I got this text. What do I do? Oh my God. No. I keep saying to her, Mum, no. And I said to her about this digital ID and she went, well, maybe we have to get that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You've got your voting card. You've got your passport. You've got everything else you need. Dad has all his documents as well. Why should we get a digital? Oh, but the government said so. Aye, dead on. So if they told you to go and jump off a bridge, would you do it? No, you wouldn't. These older generations, especially even people who are older than my parents, who are older, say in their 80s, 90s, whatever, are probably looking at this and going, oh shit, we better get this ID. The government wants us to do it. We must fall in line, blah, blah. Really? It's all about control. And I'm sorry, but I can't see this going through. I think the public are going to backlash against this. Like they did with the COVID passports. Having to show that your job before you can go in for a meal. Having to show your job to go for a pint with your mates. Having to show your job to go into an airport, to travel, to go to a clothing store. How long did that last? Much money did the government waste on all that crap? You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to play this clip for you guys. This audio clip that I recorded, or not recorded, sorry, again from online this morning. Listen to this here. And see Tony Blair, I'm sorry. Whenever he was Prime Minister back in, was it 97 he became Prime Minister? Everybody thought he was all right and he was dead on and Labour was for the working man and everything was good and, everything was great. But see now, he's an evil man and I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. And the fact that he's been in care, I didn't know this for a fact. I've been reading about this for weeks. And from what I've been reading, apparently he's been in Keir Stramer's ear about this for a long time. Because again, Tony Blair's a Labour supporter. Tony Blair's the ex-Labour Prime Minister of the UK. Guys, what do you think about this? Digital ID. The backlash has started on today. I mean, it's only been announced last night. I wonder what this Keir Stramer one's going to say here today. Apparently he's due to speak here at 11 o'clock this morning. So we'll just have to wait and see what he has to say. But isn't this clip here, guys? This was on news last night. And yeah, listen to this here and let me know what you think.
We have not had ID cards in this country for over 70 years. We had them briefly during wartime Britain, but in the end it was decided they weren't doing any good at all and we got rid of them. But they're to come back, but now in a digital form. And of course the high priest for all of this for the last quarter of a century has been Tony Blair. Here he was just recently reiterating the call.
The benefits are clear. Digital ID will make our interactions with each other and with the state faster, cheaper, and more reliable. It will allow us to judge who has a right to be in our country and who doesn't, and so solves one of the major challenges of immigration.
The benefits are clear. The state can control every single aspect of your life. They can know where you are at any given moment in time. They can see what money goes in and out of your accounts. They can decide, no. You can't go to Marbella. You've used up your carbon credit for the year. Now, you might say I'm exaggerating, but these are the endless possibilities that could happen with digital ID. And frankly, for me, I saw enough during the pandemic with vaccine passports. It created a two-tier society of those who could go to places, those who could travel, all based on the fact that unless you were vaxxed, you see, unless you were vaxxed, you were a danger because you might pass the virus on to somebody else. Then we learned that simply wasn't true, and yet our freedoms have been taken away for that period of time in a way that had never happened before. I am personally vehemently opposed to this in every single way.
Well, what do you think of that? Digital IDs. Guys, is it a yes or no from you? Let me know what you think. If you want to contact me, you can contact me by email, moroneypodcast@yahoo.com, or contact me on social media. Digital IDs. Are you going to comply, or do you think they'll come through? Do you think they will go through? What if they do go through? Do you think everybody's going to comply with it? What's your view on it? I don't know, guys. It's a bit of a head scratcher, and to be honest with you, I personally don't think it's going to. If the country gets behind like they did with that whole COVID passport jazz, I think it'll not go through. And if they do try to bring it through, I think it'll shit itself and fall through the floor. Which is just the online reading this morning has been unbelievable, the amount of people who are doing it. And then I've seen people sharing pages and stuff on the likes of X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter. And the likes of Facebook saying, oh yes, we have to get our digital ID. What date is it for we to sign up? Okay, then you go into your wee fielder, you sheep, and you listen to what the herders telling you what to do. Honest to God, guys. I understand. Now, here's the thing. I understand that they're trying to clamp down on immigration. And I understand that. Now, again, I've openly stated on this podcast many a times, people coming into this country legally, working hard, like, for example, in the health service or setting up a business or working hard like everybody else, are great. I have no issue with that. But these ones that are coming in illegally, causing problems, attacking women, attacking children, attacking all different people, taking the piss out of our system, being put into 4- and 5-star hotels and being treated like kings. Why our veterans are left lying on the streets to die and freeze. Families are left homeless with women and children. People lying on the streets dying. People needing help. People in your own country needing help. Why these, and you can call me racist if you want to incur, these men, guys, it's all men. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. The majority of these people coming into the country are all men. You can see it on the boats. You can see it. There's just one particular guy I saw. It was all over the news the other day, and it was brought to my attention by a viewer. This guy was documenting on TikTok everything that he'd done to get to the UK. Everything he'd done, and he's now staying in a 5-star hotel, best of things, swimming pool, jacuzzi, hot tub, sauna, Big giant double room, 3 meals a day, paid so many hundreds a week on benefits, everything handed to him. Why our veterans who fought in wars to save us and protect our country is now lying in the street and being left to die. People who can't even get a home for their children. People who have worked all their days. Can't even afford to pay their mortgage anymore because they're being pissed on by our government and left to rot. While these men are coming in, put into lovely 5-star hotels and everything handed to them. And they said this wee little digital ID thing is going to stop all this and clamp down on it. Sorry to tell you guys, but I smell a rat a mile away. I don't know. It's crazy. The world's going mad, so it is. But my whole point of this discussion this morning here on the podcast, guys, is digital ID. Are you for it? Are you not for it? I'm not for it, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to work. I think the public is going to backlash against it. If they try to bring it in, if it does come in, then I think that the country is going to backlash against it. Just like they did with the COVID passports, I think they're going to backlash against it. And I think it's going to be a big waste of money. So it is. Waste of money. More money that could be put into getting veterans off the street, getting the homeless off the streets. But again, that's just my opinion. So it is. But I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to get a drink here, but I'm talking to you. It's going to be a big backlash, guys, to be quite honest. And I don't think the country is going to be very best pleased about this. I mean, within the first, not even 12 hours of it being announced, or whenever it's been, many hours it's been now, almost 1 million people signed that petition. You know what I mean? It's mental. But let me know what you think, guys. Digital IDs for the UK, what do you think? I don't think it's going to last, to be quite honest. But again, I think a lot of people are going to backlash against this. But anyway, moving on, guys. I want to go on to a couple of RB subjects I want to talk about today. I'm going to try and make this podcast as short as possible today because I've got a lot on this afternoon. Plus, I'm off to a match tonight. Plus, I got a lot of bits and bobs to do as well today, so I'm only second. But I'm glad I'm feeling a little bit better today than what it was the last few days. Here's the thing. Here's the wee thing I want to talk about. Landlords. Yeah, landlords. All over I've been seeing this pop up the last few days on social media, on websites, news websites, everywhere. HMRC has recovered a record £107 million from landlords in rental income crackdown. A lot of landlords are hiding what they're actually bringing in to the inland revenue, and they're clamping down on it now. Britain's tax authority collected a record £107 million from property owners, though it's let property campaign in the 23-24 financial year. Landlords, guys, in my opinion, are taking the fucking piss out of people now. The prices of properties now to rent is extortionate. Property, like a 3-bedroom house that you'd normally pay about maybe pushing the boundaries in the last couple of years, maybe £500-600 a month, you're now paying the guts of £800 to maybe £1,100 a month. The project that I'm doing at the minute, guys, in Bangor, of the old bungalows that are near the shopping centre here where I live in Bangor, Northern Ireland, those little tiny 1-bedroom bungalows, which you could put their living room inside mine twice, maybe 3 times. 1 bedroom, which you couldn't even swing a fucking cat in. They were so tiny, and they were charging people £650 a month for a wee small, tiny, minute bungalow. Guys, go to my YouTube channel and look at the size of those bungalows. They're about to be demolished. They were charging, the rental people were charging £650 to £700 a month for one of those. Yeah. Properties in Bangor, where I live, are looking the guts of maybe nearly £1,100 a month, between £800 and £1,100 a month, just to rent a standard 3-bedroom house in a council estate. Landlords are taking the piss. And again, I'm going to be honest. You know me, guys, I'm honest in this podcast. Since COVID, landlords have took the piss out of rent. And there's a campaign, I don't know why it's still going on here in this country, where people are going around and challenging landlords and saying, right, what are you doing? Why is the rent so high? Why is this so high? Why is that so high? Why are you charging extortionate prices? And I'll tell you a story. I remember when I bought my first house. I bought my first house back in late 2004, right? Got in the early 2005, just before I got married with Brooke and Lewis's mum. And our first house we bought was a beautiful wee home, stunning wee home. In fact, you saw a wee brief glimpse of it years ago when I showed a vlog where Brooke was reacting to her first birthday and her first Christmas. I found on an old DVD I played for her one time, and she was sitting on the sofa, God love her. And you watch the video on YouTube, you can actually see it. And I never forget it, off the camera, Lewis turned around and says, where was I that day? Lewis, you weren't even born. You know, that house was a lovely wee house. We bought that for £60,000 and we sold it a couple of years later to get in, move across town. And because the property market was doing really well, we capitalised on it to go try and get obviously events across town. But anyway, I still wish to this day we hadn't sold that house, to be quite honest, because I love that wee house. Our mortgage was about, what, 200 and something a month? And I worked it out now. We would have owned that house now. That house would have been ours. It was a 20-year mortgage. We would have owned that house now if we had still had it. Me or the mum would have had it still. Obviously, we're not together anymore, but... you know, I worked it out a couple of years ago. The way the inflation was years ago, the mortgage would have been next to nothing. And people nowadays, compared to then, are paying mortgages. Like I remember a couple of years, what was it, 2020 or 2021? I was speaking to a guy I know who used to play in the Irish League football. He's a goalkeeper, Joe we call him. Really good lad, Christian fella, him and his wife and all. Congratulations, they just had a new baby and all there recently. Haven't seen Joe for a while, but Lewis ran into him a few weeks ago. Lewis said he saw him in the shopping centre and he was asking about me, so a big shout out to Joe and his missus. Lovely people. His actual brother is a goalkeeper, ex-goalkeeper for Northern Ireland, Michael McGovern, so it's Joe's wee brother. I remember Joe standing one day we were up at the Welders new stadium, it wasn't open that long, and we were standing there talking about mortgages and stuff like that, and the inflation that time whenever the mortgages went crazy. Joe was telling me his mortgage was nearly 800 quid a month. And I'm thinking, okay. And then he was telling me apparently there was people where he lives in the same street were paying over £1,000 a month for rent. And I'm thinking, what the actual fuck is these landlords doing? Some of them actually have a mortgage, but it could be maybe £500 or £600 a month. But they're charging like £800-900 a month, maybe £1,000 for rent. And this is the whole point of this story, where a lot of landlords are not declaring what they're doing. And now Inland Revenue, HMRC, are now recovering all these trying to basically clear up the shit that's going on with landlords. There's a freedom of information has been released as well about all the ins and outs of it as well. HM Revenue and Customs launched a scheme. Around 1.5 million property owners were failing to declare their rental income. 1.5 million landlords were not declaring their rental income. See, the old saying goes, guys, what goes around comes around. So it is, and this property thing at the minute's going mad. Now, people that are probably listening to me now don't understand what I'm talking about. Basically, landlords not telling them what they're basically really bringing in. And the government's now went, is that right? Well, now we're going to clamp down and we're going to find out what you're doing. Well, the prices of properties, guys, are just through the roof. Anybody out there who listens to my podcast has noticed change in your rental or your mortgage or anything at all. Again, since 2020, the mortgages have went up through the roof and everything else has been through the roof. Again, I think I said this before in the podcast. I remember in 2020 like it was yesterday. Remember it like it was yesterday. Whenever mum and dad finally came down the driveway after being scared and being away from them, was no. Do you remember the vlogs, guys, back in 2020 where mum and dad wouldn't even come down my driveway? Do you remember them vlogs from back 5 years ago? Mum and dad were scared because of the whole COVID shit. When mum and dad were finally sitting in the back garden. But I have vlogs as well you can go and watch where they wouldn't even come into my house still. They still sat at the back garden. Even my birthday in 2020, my 39th birthday, we had a birthday party in the back garden. Mum and dad wouldn't even sit near me because they were that bloody scared. Go back and watch the video on YouTube. Me and Sandra in the back garden. And it ended up pissing down that day. It was the time when I was getting my decking built at the top of the garden. The wood was still in the garden. Sandra actually went and built Tony, like a wee cover thing with some parts of the wood at decking and all. And Mum and Dad were sitting in the garden with a big umbrella and all around them. They wouldn't even come near me. Even when they brought the birthday cake into me, they stood back from me and then put it on the table and walked away. You know what I mean? But the point is, even then I remember sitting in the garden and saying to Mum and Dad and all, property prices, food, electric, gas, all this crap that they're doing at the minute, we're all staying at home, paying people to stay at home. You think the government's just going to throw all that money away? And landlords are going to do it? They're going to recoup it all. So they are. Landlords were getting paid money because their tenants couldn't go to work because there was a whole lockdown and all. And all these businesses were getting payments and taxi drivers were getting payments and all that. Do you think the government's going to go, here's free money? They're going to recoup it all. It's going to come back and everything's just going to go through the roof. And what's happened? Rates have went up. Taxes have went up. Rent and mortgages have went up. Foods went up in price. Everything's just went whoop since 2020. I remember having this debate with Mum and Dad. Mum was like, Mum, not so much Dad, more Mum. Oh, no, they can't do that. No, that's not. My older listeners out there, do you remember Mystic Meg? The old girl used to sit with the mystic ball and predict the future. Yeah, I should call me. That should be me. And call myself Septic Peg. You know, I predict the future. I don't know. It's crazy. You can see, as I always say, as I've got older in my life, and I'm not saying I'm always right because I'm not, and I'll be the first to admit nowadays, I never used to admit I was wrong when I was younger because I was young, dumb, and stupid. If I'm wrong now, I'll hold my hands up and admit to it. But the point is, you know, I smell a rat and I smell bullshit coming a mile away. And I can spot a red flag a mile away too. I've learned that lesson. And some people who've recently been in my life over the last few years taught me some different things as well. How to detect a red flag, how to detect bullshit, and how to smell bullshit a mile away. Not naming any names, but some particular people have obviously taught me things like that and taught me how to walk away from situations and how to control myself in certain situations and all, which I'm obviously internally thankful for. But again, guys have been saying it for a long time, but these landlords now are being raked in. 1.5 million landlords. Unbelievable. Right, moving on. Quickly go through another couple of stories here. Some sad news for you Star Trek fans out there. William Shatner was rushed to hospital on Wednesday afternoon, sorry. I can't believe I was reading that story yesterday, actually. I was going to talk about it on the podcast when I was trying to record it yesterday. 94. William Shatner's 94. Isn't that insane? 94. Well, we send our best wishes to him anyway. We hope he gets better. So we really do hope he gets better very, very soon. Now, this is a serious subject I want to talk about today, guys, for you ladies out there. There's been a new research put out, and it's really concerning statistics, that nearly half of women in the UK and Ireland do not check for signs of breast cancer. Ladies, I'm going to say this to you right now. Always check. Always check for breast cancer. Always check for any type of lumps. Even you men out there as well. Because, and the reason why I'm saying this to you as well is, listen, I'm telling you now, I have family members who have been through cancer 4 times. And again, it's all about checking. It says here in this recent research that apparently most women across the UK and Ireland, new survey says 45% of British and Irish women are failing to examine themselves, especially their breast, for potential cancer signs, making the lowest rate in the last 5 years. Ladies, you need to check yourselves. And you men as well. Obviously, there's different types of way you can check yourselves for cancer and stuff. The likes of testicular cancer, obviously if you're in your 40s, go for your regular prostate exams, get yourself checked out. You know, ladies, obviously you've got your breast cancer, you know, as well. You know, you need to check yourselves, guys, especially when you get to a certain age in life. And it's not even just about a certain age. All women should check themselves. All women should check themselves. All women. And men. So I'm strongly suggesting for all the 5 minutes it takes, or if you feel any sort of lumps in certain areas, like, get it checked. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, like, look at that girl we talked about in the podcast last Tuesday where she tried to get through her doctor's surgery so many times she ended up developing cancer. And where's that young girl now? She's dead. Guys, honestly, ladies especially, check yourselves. They are concerning numbers. Please check yourselves at all times. And men, for all 5 minutes it takes you to check. And any little concerns you have, well, if you can get a GP appointment, get to your GP as quick as you can. Because I was just reading that report this morning, and it's quite concerning that women are not mostly checking themselves anymore, which is sad. One quick final thing before we go into some of your questions now, guys. Anybody out there still using Windows 10? Microsoft have announced they are forced to make critical Windows 10 security updates available for free, but the UK users will miss out. It'll cost the UK people $24.99. Fee will be waived. It will be waived in 30 European countries in the next month or so. If you're relying on Windows 10 in the UK, you need to cough up $24.99 for vital security updates to safeguard your PC from malware and any cyber crimes next month. But the European neighbours won't face the same bill. Microsoft apparently have announced this due to some security issues. So if you do have Windows 10 and you're still running Windows 10 on your computer, then you need to get those updates right now. I don't think many people more are using Windows 10, to be quite honest. I use Windows 11 on my PC. I think Lewis has still got Windows 11 on his new gaming PC as well. So, yep, if you're using Windows 10, you need to get yourself a security update. So here's hopefully the waive that fee for people in the UK. And yeah, I don't think there's probably some businesses and stuff out there running Windows 10. But again, I'm going to use Windows 11. So new updates are required for you whiz kids out there. So anybody out there wants to know for Windows 10, get out there and have a look at it. Right. Let's get into some of your questions here. First of all, I'm going to the Instagram, which obviously have kept a lot of your questions, guys, because I was sitting there reading through them yesterday on my story, and I had to screenshot them all before they all disappeared off my story. Let's have a look here and see. Right, where's the Instagram? Right, here we go. One here from Ryan says, Matthew, I'm sick and tired of hearing about this whole gender stuff. How many genders is there? Male or female and whatever else? What's your view on this? I'm sick of listening to... Okay. There's two. Well, I always crack a joke with my brother. 3. Male, female, and Looney Tunes. And he goes, what do you mean by Looney Tunes? I go, Looney Tunes? They don't know what they are. Cat, dog, he, him, he, her, he, him, he. Some of the ones I see online, guys, just makes you want to pull your eyeballs out. I don't care what you call me. You call me a homophobe or a genderphobic or whatever the hell it is. Listen, there's 2 genders, male and female. And if you agree, if you think there's anything more than that, then you need seriously go to see your medical doctor. Honest to God. But thanks for your question. It's crazy. Dear, right, who are here? One here from Connor says here, who is going to dance with Nikita? Is it Nikita from Strictly Come Dancing? Why are you asking me how far to watch Strictly Come Dancing? I don't watch that BBC crap. Thanks for your question, but I don't listen to that. No, sorry, I don't. No, not my cup of tea. I'd rather go and watch paint dry, or go and cut my grass with a pair of scissors, or go and jump off a pier with breeze blocks tied around my feet, or go and, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else I'd rather do than watch that, to be honest with you. I flicked it on one night years ago and looked at it and went, nah, not for me. I'm done. Sorry, Connor, it's not for me. I don't watch BBC, so I don't. So, no thank you. Sorry. Moving on to the next one here. Right, one here from, where are we? One here from Chandler. Chandler says, hey Matt, how's it going? Love the podcast every week. Just wanting to know, have you much planned for the rest of the year in relation to travel? I've enjoyed your recent travel videos where you've been to the likes of Coleraine, Portadown, Blackpool, Bolton, etc. You really have been a busy man this month. Any more plans for travelling before the end of the year? Yes, I do. Going to Cardiff, I'm going to Manchester, I'm hopefully going to Liverpool. I'll be going to a few games or a few different towns here in Northern Ireland. I'm probably heading to the likes of Carrick, Larne, Lurgan, just a few other places to travel to. So, yep, I am looking forward to that. So, thank you very much for that, Chandler. I really appreciate your question. Right, let's get into another wee quick question here from Craig. Hey Matt, how's it going? Just wanted to know, did you get tickets for the Take That concert? I watched your vlog from last year where you and Brooke attended the concert in Belfast. What an amazing vlog. Me and my wife loved all your footage, especially my wife. She loved the Ollie Murs part. Ollie Murs. Yeah, that was a great crack last year with a ball last year, me and Brooke. Yeah, just wanted to know, he says as well here, did you get tickets for the new, I didn't get tickets, no. I haven't. And you probably think I'm mad, but I didn't. So, not this time. I know they're coming to Dublin. So they are, and they're doing a tour with, who were they doing the tour with? Was it the Script? But apparently the Dublin part of the tour, the Script's not going to be there. So, now if the Script had been there, I would have got tickets. But, no, not this time. I know a friend of mine, Sonia, who is more Robbie Williams mad. And I'm sure my wee Scottish friend, Katie, has probably got her tickets as well. She loves Take That. That's where I met her last year, and her friend Joanne and her partner Stephen. Or is it Stephen? We met them at the concert last year and we became friends with them. And they're actually lovely people. I talked to Katie quite a lot recently. Texted her regularly. So we do. She lives, where's it, Dundee they're from? And then her other friend, I think it's just outside Glasgow. Lovely people. And I know Joanne and her partner's been here in Northern Ireland twice now since the last time I've seen them. And both times that they've been here, I haven't had a chance to see them. So a big shout out to those guys. They're lovely, lovely people. I want to get a catch up with them soon. But no, I didn't get tickets this time. So, yeah, but tell your missus she's welcome with the Ollie Murs footage. It was a great vlog. Guys, go and watch it, honestly. It was a really, really good night. We sang our hearts out all night, so we did. My first time seeing Take That live, and I was in heaven. You're probably thinking, Take That, Matthew, or what the hell are you doing? I'm like, yeah, because I used to watch them when I grew up in the 90s. They were a great band. And people used to always take the piss out of me for listening to them, but their music was good. And then obviously they've had a great career. And look at Robbie Williams, for example. Look at the career he's had too. But anyway, let's get into some of your Facebook questions, guys. Thank you for all your Instagram questions. I did reply to some of them last night. Personally, and we'll reply to them over the weekend. So thank you very much for all your questions. I'll head over here to Facebook here and have a wee look here and see. Right. I'm feeling a bit better today, but I'm not organised as much as what it should be. Right. Oh, here we go. One here from Craig. Craig with a K. Craig with a K. Interesting. Hey, Matt. How's it going? Love listening to the podcast. Can I ask you a question for this week's episode? Is there any countries in Europe you've always wanted to travel to? Is there any countries in Europe that you have been to but you haven't talked about? And also, what is your plans for Halloween this year? Anything particular planned for Halloween? Well, any places in Europe I'd love to go to? Switzerland, Sweden, Norway. Let me see, anywhere else in Europe. I've always wanted to go to Germany just to see what Germany's like. Let me see. Well, I've been to Spain, I've been to France, been to Belgium. So there's just a few places off the top of my head. I've always wanted to go to the Swiss Alps just to see, and obviously Switzerland, just a beautiful country. Greece, that's another one. Greece. I was supposed to be going to Greece in the summer of 2020. I actually booked a lovely wee villa for me at the time when I was with Sandra. We were supposed to go, and then obviously the lockdown happened. 2 weeks after we made the booking, so we couldn't go anymore, which it was raging. So we had a really lovely wee villa, and it was reasonably priced. And we were supposed to go for, I think it was a week, and it didn't happen. So Greece, it's at Santorini, whatever it's called. It looks absolutely beautiful. That's a place I want to go to. It's on the bucket list, so it is to go to places like that. So it is. Right, let's go into another one here. Right, I have one here from Alex saying, hey Matt, how's it going? Alex here from just outside Belfast. Hello. Love watching all your recent football videos. Your new football project really has you busy. You're travelling all over the place, which is great to see. I hope to see you one time down at Glenavon, as I'm a Glenavon fan with my dad. Okay, right. We try to get as many games as we can, but with Dad's work schedule and my work schedule, sometimes difficult, but we hope to get to a couple more games this season. Hope to see you down at Moorview Park. Keep up the good work. Love watching all the videos and listening to your podcast. Well, thank you very much for that. Yes, Moorview Park is on the list. I will get to a Glenavon game this year. By hell or high water, I will be at Moorview Park this year. But thank you for your message. I appreciate it. Right, let's go into some of your emails. I'll do one email, guys, because I don't really want to get it on the road here today, because I've got loads to do today. So we'll do loads to do today. And then I'm going to this match tonight. So I am. So it's going to be fun. Where are we here? Let's have a look here and see. Right, one here from Emily. Emily on the email writes, "Hey Matt, how's it going? Love listening to your podcast. Came across your podcast a few weeks ago, and also then came across your YouTube channel. I've got plenty to watch, as you can see. There's over 2,000 videos. LOL. Well, that is true. 2,000 videos. Just a subject for your podcast to talk about. I know you've talked about mental health before, but what about you talked about mental health for men, but what about mental health for women?" That's a good point, Emily. Yes, that is a very good point, actually. Yes, I would love to talk about mental health for women. I am personally myself a survivor of mental health due to a domestic violent relationship / marriage. Ooh, okay. I would love to hear your thoughts on this issue about women's mental health in the UK. Not just because of my situation that I've been through, but other things as well, like day-to-day life, other things in life that gets on top of people. Everybody seems to talk about men's suicide, but women's suicide as well is a very big thing as well in the UK as well. What do you what are thoughts on this here? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the podcast. Well, there you go. That's a subject I would like to talk about. Emily, thank you. Yeah, okay, I talk about men's mental health and I talk about mental health in general, but women's mental health matters too, 100%. Women's mental health matters. There's a lot of people out there who are struggling too as well. Again, as you said in your email, day-to-day life, bad relationships, just general life, growing up as a child, being bullied, all different ways you can struggle with your day-to-day life, with obviously your mental health. Your mental health is the most important thing to look after, guys. That's one thing I learned the hard way as well, was mental health. And I'm still going to counselling, still doing all my things in the place to try and keep myself busy, still getting up every day, trying to stay positive, even though life can be shit at the best of times, and I mean that. There's days I get up in the morning, I don't even want to get out of bed. I'm like, nah, I can't be bothered. But then I think to myself, no. The old me would have been like, no, I'll just lie here. No. Get up. Life's too short. Take yourself out for the day. Go for a walk to the park. Go for a walk down the wee local walking area like I did last Sunday. Take yourself down and feed the ducks. Go on a train somewhere. Go away for the weekend somewhere to clear your head. You know what I mean? This is about all my things my counsellor taught me. Stop sitting about. Life's too short. But Emily, yes, I will talk about that. That's a very interesting email, and thank you for that. I appreciate it, darling. And yes, we will talk about it. Anything in particular more you want to hear me talk about, Emily, about the mental health? Like, is there anything, like an organisation you want me to mention, or something that you have experienced, or something you'd like to hear my thoughts on a subject at hand in relation to women's mental health, whether it be, like you said, you're a survivor of a domestic relationship, maybe domestic relationships, or maybe something to do with general mental health, or maybe bullying, or online harassment, or anything at all, or you just want me to cover the whole topic as women's mental health? Not a problem. I'll talk about it. Not a problem at all, because again, mental health is a massive, massive thing, and I've only learned that in recent years, guys. I've admitted to this many a time. I'm a victim of I'm my own worst enemy. I held it in for 30 years. I took things out in people that I shouldn't have. I raised my voice to people. I fought with people. I argued with people. I fell out with people. And to this day, do I regret it? Absolutely. Should I have spoke up about it years ago? Absolutely. Did I at the time? No. Because why? Because I was ashamed. I was scared of it. And I was scared to admit to it, because I thought people would have thought less of me. They would have thought I was weak. And I swept it all under the carpet. Have I made mistakes in this world? 100%. Mistakes that I regret? 100%. Do I wish I could fix some of those things? 1,000,000%. Mental health is a key thing in this world right now, and people need to talk about it more. So they do. But anyway, Emily, thank you for your email. I appreciate it. Guys, it's now time for that. You all know where this is coming. It's now time for this time of the week that we love. I did have something picked for this Thursday. Obviously, I was going to record it yesterday, but it's coming now. And you all know who it's going to be. So it's now time for the Mirror Army Podcast Jackass of the Week segment. Boris, you're going to be loving this one because of who it is. Boris the donkey. There's there's no even point saying after consideration, because there's no even consideration at all. I'm just going to announce it. The Moore Army Podcast Jackass of the Week for this weekend. Can I get a drum roll, please? Thank you very much. The Jackass of the Week is by far Keir Stramer. I'm sorry. I know what they'd say. I'm trying to avoid him for the next few weeks. But after what he announced last night, Digital ID, he's a jackass. As long as most of the UK thinks as well, Keir Stramer is a jackass. In fact, that song that's doing the rounds at the minute, Keir Stramer is at... It is Unleashed, so I can say it. They're all singing, the British ones in England are singing Keir Stramer's a wanker. I'm sure you've probably seen the song online. But there you go. He's the Jackass of the Week by a landslide. He just put himself in it. So he did. By a mile shot. Guys, I'm going to go because I've got to go and get my day sorted out today and get up and get on with things because I've got loads on today, and then I'm off to this match tonight and I'm going to try and squeeze another vlog in as well today, so bear with me. Before I go, if you want to go and check out our friends at FTBL Spot, I already said at the start of this podcast, go and check them out. If you're listening to this video or this podcast on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it. If you're listening to us on all the other platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, please add us to your favourites. I really would appreciate it. If you're listening to us on the Facebook page right now, like and share this podcast with all your friends and family. I would appreciate it. Also, go and check out our merch stand. All the links for it is in the description of the YouTube video if you're listening to us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Facebook, it's there as well. And if you're on our social media feeds, you can get all the merch there as well for the Moore Army. Moore Army merch and some early Christmas merch as well. So it's all on there. And also, if you want to contact us, you know the email, moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. That's the email for there. By the way, guys, that's me done. And I managed to get this one recorded today without feeling like I'm going to faint or my head's going to fall off. Hopefully this is the end of what I've been feeling like the last few days. I mean, I haven't been feeling like sneezy or runny nose. I'm just really tired and fatigued. So I actually had a couple of these, well, I've had one or two trolls coming in saying, like, you must have COVID. You have to be wearing your mask in the house. Aye. I have a saying. It's called KMA. Kiss my ass. Guys, I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Tuesday. Well, depending if anything develops more seriously, developing this digital ID, if it's gets passed and it comes out in the next few days or whatever, I might do an extra one, but I can't see it happening, to be honest. But I'll be back on Tuesday for another podcast. If you're out and about this weekend and you're at football matches in Northern Ireland, if you see me about, I'll be at Clonleyboy Park tonight and I'll be at the Oval on Saturday. So if you see me, come say hi. I would love to hear to meet you and say hi to you. But that is me done, and I'm going to go now and get this put together early this morning, get it out before lunchtime so I can get on with the rest of my day. So until Tuesday, guys, I'll be back for another podcast. Stay tuned all weekend. I got loads of vlogs coming out and football videos and whatnot as well, so stay tuned for that. And before anybody asks me again, stop asking me about a live stream on Saturday. It's not going to happen. Liverpool are playing Crystal Palace on Saturday. They want me to do a live reaction. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be here. So stop asking. I'm not here. Oh, I don't know. People don't listen. Right, until Tuesday, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm going to go now and get another cup of coffee into me and a shower and a shave and get sorted. So until Tuesday, guys, enjoy your weekend. See you all soon. Thanks for listening.